Hi everyone, I'm Jenna, and today I'm going to be doing a review on The Coldest Girl in COLDTOWN by Holly Black. Now, before I get into a synopsis about what this book is about, let me explain the world. Now, this book is set in alternate present day, which means it is like our world today, except about, I believe it's 10 years ago, a vampire outbreak occurred, and to control this outbreak, several cities were quarantined and walls were put up to contain the vampires. And these cities are called cold towns because the people in there are literally cold. Now, outside these cities, there are vampires. Not a lot, but some. And they get hunted by bounty hunters. But inside the quarantine cities, the vampires have a really sweet afterlife. One, they get to party all the time. Two, they get an endless supply of blood from people that want to be turned. And three, they get famous because the stuff that they do gets captured on film for everyone to see inside COLDTOWN and also outside of COLDTOWN. And so that's the background. Now, this story follows, I believe Tana is how you say her name, Tana, and she, at the very, very beginning of this novel, she wakes up in a bathtub after a party, and she soon finds out that everyone there has been massacred by vampires. So she kind of freaks out. But then she finds two boys. One is her ex-boyfriend, Aiden, who is tied up to a bed, and he has just been bitten. So he's literally been infected by the vampires. So he's turning cold, and basically now he just needs human blood to turn into a vampire. And he'll really, really crave it. And we have a vampire that she doesn't know who is weak and is in the same room as Aiden is. And he's up on the ceiling, like tied up by chains. And she decides to basically save them and get away from this house before it gets dark enough for the vampires to come back and do whatever they're going to do to these two boys. And they're practically on the run now, and they really don't know really what to do or where to go. And along the way, Tana finds that she might be infected as well. Didn't necessarily get bitten, but she got scraped by a vampire's teeth and stuff. So it's a little less bad, but it still could be bad. So she decides and kind of convinces the other two that they need to go to COLDTOWN so that her and Aiden can possibly sweat out this virus. And the vampire decides to go as well, along with them. And that's where the story takes off from there. This book is a standalone fantasy novel, which is rare for fantasy books, because fantasy books normally come in a series or books of 3 or more, because basically for a fantasy novel you need the first book to basically kind of be all about the world building and character development, so that your character and world can be very believable for the reader. And you really can't do that in one novel until now, because Holly Black does it really well. And the way she does this is the chapters alternate between present day and the past, which is really good because you get a sense of the world and what's happened to the vampires back then and what's going on now, and it's so, so good. And I would definitely say other fantasy writers take note, because Holly Black does standalone fantasy like so well. So well. And I would give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. And I would highly recommend this to anyone who loves vampire books, or on the flip side, to people who really are not really into the vampires or sick of them, because this book does vampires really well. Does them in the traditional sense, but there's an added little twist to them that makes them new and unique. So that rounds out my video for today. Hope you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you soon for a new video. Bye!